Good morning, friends. Let's sing a morning song together. I invite you to rise in body and or spirit. We're going to sing a Holly Near song, I Am Willing. The lyrics will be posted up on the screen there. I am willing, and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family, there is sorrow in my town, there is panic in this nation, there is wailing the whole world round. For I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange, and it dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. May our children see more clearly, may our elders be more wise, may the winds of change caress us, even though it burns our eyes. For I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. Give me a thunder, all my courage, give me the desert to hold my fears, give me a sunset to hold my wander, give me an ocean to hold my tears. For I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Olympia Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Our faith community envisions and practices creating the loving, just, and healthy world we value. We welcome diversity in all the ways we are different, because we believe diversity is not to be feared or a problem, but that it is sacred and that our community is enriched by the gifts that each of us brings. We affirm that we all continue to grow and change throughout our lives, and that we learn from each other, united by our UU values. You belong here just as you are now, and however you continue to grow throughout your life, as your life unfolds. Thank you for choosing to join us today, however you have arrived. My name is Ann Colbury. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a member of the worship arts team. I'm an older white woman with shoulder-length dark hair, wearing glasses and a bright pink top. Leading worship with me today is our music director, Troy Fisher, and our guest minister, Reverend Linda Hart. Reverend Linda is a retired UU minister and a member of OUUC. Since her ordination 41 years ago, she has worked with homeless teens and served congregations in Woodstock, Vermont, London, England, and Spokane, Marysville, Tacoma, and Port Townsend. She and her husband, Peter, were part of OUUC in the early 2000s, and they are glad to be back. Here are a few things to know about our service today. We are streaming live on Zoom and YouTube, and the service is being recorded. To help you follow the service text and song lyrics, those of you in the sanctuary. You can read the sometimes entertaining subtitles on the screen in front, or on Zoom if you are, for those of you attending online. We are a multi-generational community, and all ages are welcome here in the sanctuary. Over here are soft chairs and activities, and there's nursery care and a story hour for children just down the hall in the classroom wing. Families, please be where you are most comfortable. Also, there are busy bags in a basket just outside the sanctuary doors for anyone ages 5 and older. If keeping your hands busy during the service would help you focus, please help yourself. We're grateful to everyone who helped make worship happen this morning, both visible and less visible. Thank you to all who contribute in so many ways. After the service, everyone will have the chance to discuss reflection questions offered by Reverend Linda. For those in person, please stay for coffee and connection in the Commons. And if you're online, we invite you to stay connected and be transferred to a breakout room for a virtual coffee chat. Does your age fall somewhere between 18 and 50? If you'd like to get to know some UU peers together over lunch, we encourage you to join our Generation XYZ group at 12:15 in the in the classroom wing. You can check in with Keto Bay in the Commons for more info. Please join us for food and fellowship. There's a lot happening at OUUC. You can check out the Tuesday electronic update or the OUUC website for the most current information. Now let's open our hearts and our minds as we prepare for worship. It is so good to be together. This morning, we join Unitarian Universalist congregations around the world in lighting a chalice, the symbol of our faith tradition, with these words of Pat Uribe Lichty. We light our chalice today knowing that our hope and our passion are needed to change the world. We bring different gifts to the work, but we come together in one faith, that what we do makes a difference, both to our world and in ourselves.
Good morning. There are a lot more of you here at the second service than there are at the first service. Peter and I usually come to the first service, so it's always surprising to me when I'm here for the second service, like, where did all these people come from? But I am so glad you are here. As Anne mentioned, I'm Linda Hart. I use she, her pronouns. I am an older white woman with short hair and an awesome Zuri dress, and am wearing glasses with red rims. We are living in strange and fearful times, watching the world as chaos emerges, as norms break down, as everything seems to be falling apart, blowing apart, erupting, breaking, with no repair in sight. Who has words enough to help? Who has power enough to help? Where do we turn in this strange and fearful time? Let us come together here in these moments to connect to one another, to pause and to listen. Let us remember the goodness that endures, the hope that abides, and the peace that is possible. We are here to remember this day, especially in these strange and fearful times, the commonplace and ordinary events that give our lives meaning and shape. I invite you to breathe, to relax your shoulders. Go ahead, try. And come into this space and time of goodness and hope and peace. Come, Let us worship together.
Let's sing together again. I invite you to rise if that's where you're comfortable, or sit if that's where you want to be. But let's sing together another Holly Near song out of the Gray Hymn Book, hymn number 170. We are a gentle, angry people.
So the story I have to tell you this morning is something I found on the internet longer ago than I can remember. You know, those kinds of things that float around. But it's such a great story. It's in the version I read, it was located in Africa, like they are when you have these little wisdom tales, right? They have to come from someplace other than home. So anyhow, so the way the story goes is that there was a volunteer, like a Peace Corps volunteer, who was serving over in a small village. And as he was preparing to move back to the United States, he realized that he had a large cache of candy that he had brought over to share with the kids when during the time he was there, and he just hadn't distributed it all. So he thought, what am I going to do? I'll do that. I'll take it and I'll put it next to that tree, you know, that big tree, and I'll line it all out, and then I'll get all the kids and I'll put them in a line. And I'll say, go. And they'll all race and, you know, do that thing that kids do, right? What kids do. And so he did that. He put the candy out by the tree, all really nice, and he lined the kids up, and they looked really excited about it. He was like, this is going to be so awesome. And he said, all right, go. And the kids stood for a moment, reached out and took each other's hands, ran together up to the tree, and then shared the candy among them. There ends our story for today.
Each Sunday, we practice generosity and gratitude by joining together in service to this community and to something greater than ourselves. This is an opportunity to express our gratitude for the gifts that life has given us, the network of our relationships, and the presence of this community. Each of us has the power to share, and when we combine our gifts to create an offering, we are able to do more than any one of us can alone. If you are new or visiting us, you are our guest. However, if you are moved to contribute, what you share will be gratefully accepted. Our offering does two things. Half helps to support the ongoing work of this congregation, which is also supported by our regular pledges. The other half of the offering goes to charity. A small portion of that goes to the OUUC Ministers Benevolence Fund to support the more urgent needs of this community. But most is shared with an organization that serves the larger community in harmony with our OUUC values. Our Share the Plate organization for July and August is the Puget Sound Estuarium. This is what they share about their work.
Hello, Olympia UU congregation. I'm Hap Clemens, Executive Director of the Puget Sound Estuarium, and I want to say thank you for your support. You're removing cost barriers for kids, families, classrooms, and community members who may not otherwise have the chance to participate in hands-on marine science learning. That's what the SoundPath Scholarship Fund is for. It helps make estuary education more accessible to our community. For some students, the estuary may be their only connection to Puget Sound. It may be the first time they see themselves as someone who belongs in science, stewardship, conservation, or environmental leadership. It's what helps them understand that this place is not just water in the distance. It's a living ecosystem they're a part of. When we created SoundPath, we created lifelong marine science and estuary learning opportunities for everyone. From infant to our senior community members, it helps people move from discovery to connection to action. You should join us sometime. You're welcome to volunteer with us, share our programs with families and teachers, attend community events, help spread the word about our mission, or connect us with partners who care about education, accessibility, and the health of Puget Sound. So on behalf of Puget Sound Estuarium, thank you. Your generosity helps open the door for more people to learn, belong, and begin their own stewardship journey with Puget Sound.
And we thank our Diana Larson Mills and her husband, Ken Guza, for founding the Puget Sound Estuarium in 2007. We offer our thanks to all of those who give, including those who give electronically. You can find out about that in the order of service or on the OUUC website. May the offering now be generously given, as it will be gratefully received. for your generosity in all the ways that you share your gifts. This morning, we do what humans have always done. We come together to share in times of worry and fear and times of celebration and joy. As we place stones in the water of community, let's open our hearts to the full complexity of life. We'll hear a drumbeat. It's the heartbeat of life, the heartbeat of community. May you feel its resonance throughout your body. I invite you now to take a deep breath. Feel the air expand your body. Feel the earth beneath our feet. Let's open our circle wide. For those on Zoom, I invite you to share from your heart by entering in the chat. Those in the sanctuary will see your sharing on the screen, and it will be shared both with Reverend Mary and the pastoral care team. For those in the sanctuary today, if there's something that you would like to bring into this community, I invite you to come forward to place a stone in the water as you hold your sharing in your heart. Let us now hear the heartbeat of our community and reach out our hearts in love and care to all those who share. We place one more stone in the water for all that we hold in our hearts and that remains unspoken. And one stone in the water for all that's been shared online, shared from the heart. Together now, we hold all that has been shared. May you feel yourself witnessed and know that you are loved.
I invite you to enter into a time of stillness and reflection together. Release your shoulders, take a breath, close your eyes if that's comfortable. And friends, let us conspire. That is, breathe together. Let us breathe together, conspire in these few moments of stillness together. Slow down your breathing, slow down your mind. Come into the presence of each other. Come into the presence of what is most true and real and worthy. Allow your heart to open in the quiet. Open to your life in all its wonder, in all its sorrow. Conspire. Know that around you are others who breathe with you, whose hearts open, who know laughter and tears, who are present to you as you are to them. Feel the breath between us, the breath of life that sustains us all. In the quiet of this time, may we know that we are joined to one another, connected by life that holds us, by the breath that sustains us, and the love that is ever present. Let us hold a moment of stillness together.
I invite you to remain seated and let's sing together out of the Teal Hymn Book, hymn number 1040, Hush. Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh, hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Sounds like freedom. Yes, somebody's calling my name. Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Oh, it sounds like freedom. Yes, somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? It sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling feels like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Well, I'm so glad trouble don't last always. I'm so glad trouble don't last always. No, I'm so glad trouble don't last always. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do?
Our first reading is adapted from The Low Road by Marge Piercy. What can they do to you? Whatever they want. They can set you up, they can bust you, they can break your fingers, they can burn your brain with electricity, they can blur you with drugs till you can't walk, you can't remember. They can take your child, wall up your lover. Alone, you can fight, you can refuse, you can take what revenge you can, but they roll over you. But two people fighting back to back can cut through a mob. A snake dancing file can break a cordon. An army can meet an army. Two people can keep each other sane, can give support, conviction, love, massage, hope. Three people are a delegation, a committee, a wedge. A dozen make a demonstration. 100 fill a hall. 1,000 have solidarity and your own newsletter. 10,000 power and your own paper. 100,000 your own media. 10 million your own country.
Seriously, friends, look up that poem online because there's more to it. We had to take stuff out because of copyright, but the whole thing is awesome. Now, I don't know how it is in your house, but in our house, we far too often these days comment, I hate this timeline. Anyone? Yeah? We just find it so exhausting just to pay attention to what's going on around us. I won't get into that long litany of outrageous everything that's going on. You either all know it and are in despair, or you don't, and so your despair is less, and tell me how the heck you do it. Can I get an amen? I was especially riled up back in July, on July 4th in particular, because 50 years ago on that day, I was down on the Washington Monument grounds with my brother and his girlfriend, Kathleen. We all hopped into his little Toyota truck and drove into DC, parked where we knew we could make a quick getaway, and went and found our place at the edge of the Washington Monument grounds. We had food and drinks aplenty, a blanket to sit on, and of course, a Frisbee. I actually took the best picture I think I have ever taken of my brother as he is leaning down to catch it with the vague outline of the Washington Monument in the background. It's an awesome, awesome picture. By night, the grounds were chock-a-block full. I don't know, did y'all see the pictures from back at the Bicentennial? Just like absolutely wall-to-wall people for the entire, that entire span between the monuments and the Capitol. There was no room to move. All we could do was tilt our heads up to see the magnificent display. When it was over, we grabbed hands and went through the crowd, found the car, were home in bed in no time at all. Seeing it this year just broke my heart, I have to say. Growing up outside of Washington, D.C. meant that all the national news was our local news, and we were able to take part in actions and protests that happened in the 1960s and 1970s, and we did, everyone we could. You see, my mom was an activist. Even in our earliest years there, she was causing trouble. When I was in second grade, the local Girl Scout troop could not find troop leaders for the brownies, right? And so my mother and a friend from church agreed to co-lead. Following the instructions that they were given by the organization, they sent invitations to all the girls in the right age group. And have I mentioned that I went to an integrated elementary school? When the organization found out, they kindly offered to start another troop over in Lincoln Park, the black neighborhood, on the other side of the tracks, but Mom and her friend Virginia politely refused and told them that either all the girls were invited or they were out. It was a really great brownie troop. She was passionate about desegregation. Daughter of the South, her Georgia heritage, going back to before the Declaration of Independence, still she and her sister both became passionate about the rights for Black folks. We went along sometimes when she picketed for open housing, which she did quite regularly. Probably the most memorable of those events was when we were picketing for open housing for the Buckingham Apartments in Arlington, Virginia. The complex, the rental office for the complex was in this little tiny strip mall. And my brother and I think were under 12 at the time. And we were just like bored by the whole thing. I mean, just people walking around singing. It was just boring. We spent our time basically helping the adults stay hydrated. You know, they would give us money and we'd go get popsicles at the corner store, or water, or pop, or whatever. A small notice in the Washington Post the next day remarked even that there were kids present for the protest dripping ice cream. I was happy to be in the Washington Post. But what was frightening about this, what was frightening about it, was when the local Klan showed up, along with the police who helped keep them at their distance from us. They were dressed in robes, but their faces were all showing. When the police showed up, to be sure that there was no violence, given what I had seen at that point, I wasn't sure who I should be more afraid of, the police or the Klan. They shouted slurs, and their signs were all attacks on us. One man yelled, "How much do they pay you to do this?" And my mother yelled back, "Plenty, and even more because I bring my kids." She was not a woman to be trifled with. She was one of the few people who marched around the whole 94 miles of the Washington Beltway before it was opened. Or actually, no, that's not true. When it was open. They carried signs for open housing and waved at the cars as they zipped past. You're going to have to pardon me for just a second. We were there for all the marches against the war in Vietnam and for any event that had to do with social justice. She just always packed us in the car and away we went. What I learned was that you show up for what matters, and you bring people with you, and you always do it together, and you keep your eyes on what you need to achieve. I don't remember where it was that I came upon the saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go long, go together. Those Peace Corps volunteers from our story made the assumption that those youth would do what we've seen far too often in these last years in the United States. They would assume that they would go alone and grab what they could, and too bad for anyone else. They showed that to be not the way to go. I follow Simon Rosenberg. Anybody else follow Simon? Just curious. He's a political activist who kept me sane during the last Trump administration and has inspired me ever since. He's on everything. He's on Substack and all of those things. If you want to look him up, he names his vision for his Hopium community as democracy, freedom, love of country, and love of one another. Not a bad aim to have. Democracy, freedom, love of country, and love of one another. Poet Marge Piercy often speaks that same kind of truth that I need to hear in order to stay sane in this world. Her poem that we heard earlier, most of it, calls me especially in these days because we cannot do this alone. We cannot save what is good and worthy about our country by ourselves. She says, 3 people are a delegation, a committee, a wedge. With 4, you can play bridge and start an organization. With 6, you can rent a whole house, eat pie for dinner with no seconds, and hold a fundraising party. A dozen make a demonstration. 100 fill a hall. And that's us, friends, right there, right now. We're only powerless if we believe ourselves to be. And while that power we have is not as expansive as we want it to be, it is nothing to be trifled with.
Our second reading is an excerpt from John Lewis's, John Lewis's speech at the March on Washington for Jobs in August 1963. We are tired of seeing our people locked up in jail over and over again. And then you holler, "Be patient." How long can we be patient? We want our freedom and we want it now. We do not want to go to jail, but we will go to jail if that is the price we must pay for love, brotherhood, and true freedom and true peace. I appeal to all of you to get into this great revolution that is sweeping the nation. Get in and stay in the streets of every city, every hamlet, every village of this nation until true freedom comes, until the revolution of 1776 is complete. We must get in this revolution and complete the revolution. For in the Delta in Mississippi, in Southwest Georgia, in the Black Belt of Alabama, in Harlem, in Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, and all over this nation, the Black masses are on the march for jobs and freedom.
So back in the days of the Nixon administration, I was a member of one of those book clubs. You know, you pay your monthly fee and they send you a book. How many of you had like books that you never wanted to read that arrived for you? Anybody? I did that. And one of the books that I got was written by an insider at the Nixon White House, and I don't remember who it was anymore. But I read it. I mean, I'm not sure why, but I did. The whole thing. And the only thing I remember from that book is that Nixon was continually and always annoyed by the protesters in Lafayette Park, right? The park that's directly across from the White House. He could see it from the West Wing, apparently. And so what did they do? They put up fencing around it. They were going to renovate it. And so it stayed up until he went out of office. Of course, when he finally left office, they took down the fencing. And it turned out that the park was exactly the same, but it was a lot more dusty and needed some care. It's a familiar tactic these days, is it not? With the Kennedy Center's name still not visible, how long now after the current president's name was taken off of it? And of course, the park is under fire again. One of the reasons that movements like those back in the 60s and 70s made a difference was that they were never about people working alone, right? We hear about Rosa Parks and her courage and her tired feet, but often forget to mention the months of strategy and organization that went into that planned action, the subsequent arrest and then enabling a boycott that changed their community and helped to spark a countrywide step, though small though it might have been at the time, toward greater equality. We laud Martin Luther King, rightly so, but he had a deep cadre of loyal and wise people around him, elders and companions, not to mention a wife and a congregation who made his ability to do that work possible. There was a song that floated around in the Obama administration, just a little ditty, that reminds us of how true that was. And it goes, Rosa sat so Martin could walk, Martin walked so that Barack could run, Barack ran, and he won so all our children could fly. I did this much better in the first service. Shall I do that again so you can get it? All right, let's give it. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me? Yes. Rosa sat so Martin could walk, Martin walked so that Barack could run, Barack ran. He ran and he won so that all our children could fly. Now you're going to hum that for the rest of the day, right? Promise? Promise? Okay, good. You know, we won't know until years from now what the impact of what we can do now might be. And it is essential for each of us to do what is in our power to do. Give money, put your body out into the community for protests and gatherings, take action, write and call your representative and senator, bring your friends along, bring your children along, do what you can, and do it together. I close with the words from the Marge Piercy poem I think that you didn't hear this morning. And she says, it goes one at a time. It starts when you care to act. It starts when you do it again after they say no. It starts when you say we and know who you mean. And each day you mean one more. Let us take a moment for silent reflection.
I invite you to rise one more time in song. We're going to sing Hold Fast to Love. Hold fast to love, for it's not broken. Hold fast to love, it will endure. Hold fast to love, hold your heart open. For all this earth, love is the cure. Hold fast to love, she's staying right here. Hold fast to love. Hold fast to love, Lord, it's in our hands. Take our choices, there is no storm, love can stand. Hold fast to love, for it's not broken. Hold fast to love, it will endure. Hold fast to love, hold your heart open, for all is good. Love is the cure, for all is good. Love is
We extinguish our chalice with the words from the Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker. Choose to bless the world. The choice will draw you into community, the endeavor shared, the heritage passed on, the companionship of struggle, the importance of keeping faith, the life of ritual and praise, the comfort of human friendship, the company of earth, the chorus of life welcoming you. None of us alone can save the world. Together, that is another possibility waiting. May you go with joy, go with commitment, and go with love. Amen and blessed be.